Hey, real quick, you guys should check out my second animation channel, DuoAnimates. I make weekly animations where you can hear me talk about stuff with drawings, so it's pretty cool. Anyways, on to the theory. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Anime Theory, where we're a semi-clone channel talking about how an anime is not just a clone of something else. Oh, the irony. Anyways, this theory will contain spoilers for Madoka Magica and a bit for Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku. If you haven't watched either, I'd recommend you go do so, as they are both fantastic anime. Heck, Madoka is my second favorite anime, so go check that out. Anyways, on to the theory. So, this season of anime has basically ended. While everybody was talking about yaoi on ice, or breasts, keijo, which to be fair, I was watching the latter as well, I was also focused on a mildly overlooked show this season. I'm talking about the anime Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, or Magical Girl Raising Project, if you prefer. Ironically enough, not many people seem to be talking about it, probably because the cover is a freaking lie. This anime is not your typical magical girl anime. No, this one is about as screwed up as it can get. Don't get attached to anyone in this show because honestly, they're likely going to die a horrible and tragic death. Now, if you've heard anything about the plot, you probably are thinking that this anime sounds a bit familiar. Like, extremely familiar. Chances are, you immediately related it to the insanely popular and amazing Madoka Magica series, which happens to have a dark story set in a magical girl genre. Now, I'm not gonna blame you if you called it a Madoka clone. Heck, I used that phrase to sell the anime to my friends because it's not always easy to recommend this type of anime. I realized, however, that calling it a Madoka clone was not only doing a disservice to the anime, but also doesn't really work. Here, let's dig right in and explain this a bit. So, firstly, I'd like to address the elephant in the room. Yes, Madoka and Raising Project share some common ground. I mean, they're both dark magical girl anime that have a pink-haired main character who realizes that their image of a magical girl might not be so correct. These elements must mean that one is a clone, correct? Well, no, that's not correct. Look at any form of media, and there is likely a precursor that has done something similar. As Thomas Foster, writer of the book How to Read Literature Like a Professor, explains, every piece of literature has elements from a previous form of literature. There are no original concepts. Thanks, AP Lit teacher, for forcing me to read that whole book, by the way. As explained, there are no truly original ideas. Sure, Madoka is the one everybody talks about, but it wasn't the first. Heck, Princess Tutu could be argued as the earlier one, yet Madoka isn't a clone for that either. Heck, books and movies have been doing this type of stuff for years. Romeo and Juliet would seem to be a comedy at first, but the bodies start piling up and you very quickly realize you've been lied to. Or at least you would have back when it was first being shown. I know that Romeo and Juliet isn't exactly a magical girl play or whatever, but the idea still stands. Lying to the audience is nothing new to media though. Just because Madoka Magica was the most popular one in anime, it doesn't mean that it was the first thing ever to have these aspects. So just to start with, Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku is not a clone just because they have some similar themes. Going a step further though, these stories are, in essence, focusing on extremely different things. When a magical girl in the Madoka universe comes to life, they actually get a choice in the end. They can choose not to become a magical girl. In Raising Project, yeah, no, they don't really get a choice. If you downloaded the app and you're selected, you're basically screwed. Madoka's narrative focuses more on the consequences of making the deal with Kyubei and how it will actually either kill them or break down their mental state to force them to die. Unlike Madoka, Raising Project instead focuses on the breakdown of each character as they slowly see everyone they're attached to killed off. Madoka's ending is much more about despair and how there really isn't hope for completely fixing the problem, whereas Magical Girl Raising Project has a more hopeful ending. I could go on and on about the differences in the plot and the characters and even the tone, but you probably get the picture by now. Yes, there are similarities between the two, but the wide array of differences make it so that there really is no clone here. This kind of thing isn't even specific to these anime or just anime in general. Anybody remember Ants and A Bug's Life? Yes, they share similarities, but the movies end up being drastically different, so they're not clones of each other. Heck, if everything followed the clone logic, then almost everything Shakespeare made would be a clone of something else that he made, since they usually share several themes. Heck, this could even be applied to YouTube. Sure, there are several theory channels, but each one, mine included, goes for a completely different tone, talks about different subjects, and often will use different types of theories. Heck, my stuff is called anime theory, but honestly, game theory couldn't be more different from the show I have. Everything in any form of literature has some kind of precursor. There are no truly original ideas anymore, so it's not a matter of whether an idea has been used before, but how each piece uses said ideas differently, and that idea could not be more embodied by these two. Sure, they share some common ground, but they are not the same show by any means. Each show focuses on completely different aspects and carves out its own identity for itself, so no, neither could be called a clone. Whether it's Madoka Magica, Princess Tutu, Yuki Yuna as a hero, or Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, each one has a completely different flavor and structure. So no, Madoka is not a genre. Madoka doesn't represent the entirety of the dark magical girl anime genre thing, and shows aren't just clones of it because they have similar aspects. What it is, however, is an amazing show that just so happens to be my second favorite anime, and honestly, I'm glad I can love it and the others individually instead of calling them clones. Hey everybody, I got a little bit more fan art to show off, so hey. So this one is for the second live stream that we did on my channel, you know, the one about the best guys. Is a pretty weird live stream. It was made by Sick Puppy Lol, you know, the one who makes most of my fan art now. And I didn't win this one, and also I'm like in the background, but it's because we had a guest with us, and you know, I mean, hey, drawing turned out pretty cool and I liked it. So, you know, pretty good fan art. And hey, if you have any other fan art to send me, why don't you send it to me through my Twitter, and I'll definitely show it off in a video. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I don't know, watch my videos over and over or something like that if you're listening to the MatPat video, but like, click that bell, and you know, again, commenting and liking, I just like it because it's kind of cool because I read your comments and stuff like that, so yeah, that's pretty good. And this month is almost over. Hopefully I can get the final video out before the end of December. We'll see. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It'll be out pretty quickly. It's going to be a video focusing on Higurashi because I want to talk about Higurashi. So that'll be pretty cool. I'm planning for my first theory of January to be Death Note because I did say in the video I was going to go back to Death Note, so we're going to hopefully do that. So that should be pretty cool. And otherwise, there's not really much else for me to talk about besides see you later.